You told me I couldn't speak out because Eddie was under FBI investigation, and that information was confidential. Yet, somehow, it's all over the internet. I've been kept in the dark for a year, man. And I've asked you repeatedly, countless times, to audit the game contract and track where all the money went. But that never happened either. Do you get how this looks? Because I do. So what exactly did you do? You said you just tried to help get the project across the finish line. That's it. But I think there's a key fact missing here. Remember that ABC News exclusive featuring Logan Paul, the YouTube sensation with millions of young fans who's now officially under investigation by federal authorities. He's facing serious charges: financial fraud, false advertising, and endangering public health. If found guilty, Logan Paul could be looking at decades behind bars, massive financial penalties, and the total destruction of his brand's reputation. The words that come to mind when describing Logan Paul now are outrageous, shameless, and deceitful. It's astonishing. After being globally condemned following the 2018 suicide forest scandal, Logan managed what many called impossible. He made a comeback, stronger, cleaner, and wealthier than ever. Once the rebellious YouTuber, he transformed into a WWE star and co-founded Prime Hydration, a billion-dollar brand. He became an emblem of second chances, celebrated as a brilliant entrepreneur, media strategist, and a comeback hero to Generation Z. Then, everything fell apart again. Lionel Messi sued him. The CryptoZoo project spiraled into collapse, wiping out $18.50 million in investor money. Prime Hydration got hit with severe accusations, including moldy products, misleading health claims, and suspected fraud involving partner startup Lunchly. The fortress of trust Logan painstakingly rebuilt over 5 years crumbled in a matter of months. Apologies flooded in, along with detailed explanations and promises to issue refunds. But this time fans weren't angry, they were heartbroken. They had forgiven him. They believed he had changed. Now they questioned, has Logan Paul really grown up, or is he just a master manipulator? In this video, we'll unpack Logan Paul's controversial rise and fall, from YouTube pariah to billionaire entrepreneur, and back to the image of a cold, calculating deceiver. This story is not just about one content creator's downfall. It's a lesson for all of us about forgiveness and the heavy toll of misplaced trust. Born in 1995 in Westlake, Ohio, Logan Paul was far more than a mere content creator. He was a cultural phenomenon born in the digital era. Starting out on Vine in 2013, he quickly rose with his unique style, daring humor, and explosive energy. When Vine shut down, he didn't fade away. Instead, he adapted. YouTube became his new stage where he elevated vlogging into carefully produced, vibrant, and high-octane entertainment. His daring challenges, bold pranks, and authentic moments built not just a channel, but a Logan Paul universe, where fans didn't just watch, they lived and breathed his every move. Logan Paul quickly rose to become a defining figure of Gen Z culture, creative, fearless, confident, and always pushing forward. His striking looks and bold personality made him an irresistible magnet for brands and media, catapulting him to celebrity status. Within just a few years, he amassed tens of millions of followers across YouTube and various social platforms, transforming his personal influence into a sprawling media empire. His rise was a shining example of how youth can break through in the digital age by building their own empires. However, his journey wasn't without controversy. In 2018, Logan faced intense backlash after filming in Japan's Aokigahara forest near the body of a suicide victim, a scandal that shocked his fan base and the public. But instead of fading away, Logan showed impressive resilience. He released a heartfelt apology video with sincere eyes and a promise to improve, which resonated with many viewers. This moment marked the beginning of his redemption arc, as he worked tirelessly to restore his image as a mature and responsible individual. Over time, he became a symbol of redemption in the media age, demonstrating that even serious mistakes could be overcome through courage, honesty, and positive action. Just as he rebuilt trust and fans started believing in his transformation, Logan's reputation took another massive hit. This time, the cause wasn't a reckless prank or a silly video, but something far more serious, exploiting his loyal audience for profit. In August 2021, on his high-energy podcast, Logan enthusiastically introduced CryptoZoo, a blockchain-based NFT project. Dressed casually in a plain t-shirt but radiating confidence, he described CryptoZoo as a fun and profitable game where players could buy digital eggs, hatch them into unusual hybrid creatures like Gora Kitty, a gorilla cat, or Ricken, a rhino chicken, and earn rewards in Zoo tokens. Logan claimed to have personally invested $1 billion in the project, which was supported by a large development team. The CryptoZoo website featured colorful eggs and promised the launch of a lucrative metaverse by 2022. With bold words, Logan hailed it as a life-changing opportunity that tapped into the global NFT craze and excited young investors and speculators. "It's a game. It's fun. A really fun game that makes you money," he said. He explained that CryptoZoo was a blockchain project started about a year and a half prior, where users buy eggs on the blockchain, hatch them into base animals, and then breed these animals to create unique creatures. Eager fans and investors, trusting Logan's credibility, poured significant funds into the project. But just weeks after its launch, the dream of a thriving metaverse began to unravel. The platform was plagued with technical issues. Nearly half the eggs wouldn't hatch. The user interface was glitchy. Promised rewards didn't materialize, and the value of Zoo tokens cratered. The Discord channel flooded with desperate messages. "My eggs won't hatch, Logan. What's going on?" The financial damage was severe. One Australian investor lost $500,000, while another, known as Helicopter Bob, lost $7,000. Countless smaller investors were left empty-handed and felt deeply betrayed by their idol. The question on everyone's mind: how much did Logan and his team truly make from CryptoZoo? Many fans, still reeling, shared their own losses. One confided, "I lost around $50,000 in CryptoZoo," while another lamented, "I lost $4,000. This episode marked a dramatic fall from grace for Logan Paul, a powerful reminder that influence comes with responsibility, especially in the unpredictable world of cryptocurrency and digital collectibles. Losses in CryptoZoo soared as individuals reported devastating hits. $15,000, $25,000, even $120,000, and shockingly, one person claimed a loss of $500,000 Australian dollars, which is $500,000, all tied up in CryptoZoo. Skeptics dismissed this, but the numbers were severe. In total, the estimated losses amassed to a staggering $18, including $3 million lost through NFTs, and another $7, $70 million, evaporating from tokens. Following these massive setbacks, Logan Paul, who was the face of the project, mostly disappeared, barely communicating with the community. His rare appearances in 2022 were limited to short, indifferent remarks like "yo" or "I'm awake," often combined with a disapproving shake of his head. Meanwhile, whispers and rumors emerged, suggesting that developer Zach Kelling was withholding the crucial source code because of unpaid fees, leaving stakeholders in the dark. Logan seemed detached and unresponsive, acting as though he had no connection to the product or the growing tidal wave of complaints and distress from the community. The controversy reached a boiling point when CoffeeZilla, a well-known YouTuber famed for exposing fraudulent schemes, published a detailed 3-part series in December 2022, titled Investigating Logan Paul's Biggest Scam. In his investigation, CoffeeZilla uncovered a series of damning facts. The NFT images at the heart of CryptoZoo were nothing more than carelessly edited, stock photos. The smart contract code was plagiarized from a meme coin called Fake Shib X, and the claim of a $1 million investment lacked any substantiating proof. The game's development team, including individuals named Eddie Ebons and Jake, popularly known in the crypto community as Crypto King Greenbaum, had links to previous cryptocurrency scams, adding further suspicion to the project. The most incriminating revelation was that a wallet connected directly to Logan sold Zoo tokens before the project officially launched, a telltale act of a pump-and-dump scheme designed to manipulate token prices and profit early insiders. CoffeeZilla meticulously explained the theoretical mechanics of CryptoZoo. Players would use Zoo tokens to purchase eggs, hatch creatures, breed them to create rare NFTs, and then burn those NFTs to receive token rewards, which they could choose to reinvest or cash out. This sounded like an attractive passive income opportunity, appealing to many. However, the reality was drastically different. The platform was rife with glitches. Eggs wouldn't hatch, promised rewards never materialized, and token prices plummeted. Those who placed their trust and money into CryptoZoo ended up losing everything, while Logan remained silent and evasive. As frustration and anger swelled, public pressure intensified. CoffeeZilla took his exposes even further by bringing his accusations to the Joe Rogan podcast, a show with massive reach, drawing wider attention to the scandal. Under this mounting scrutiny, Logan finally responded in January 2023 with a 7-minute video titled Logan Paul, Response to CoffeeZilla Scam Allegations. However, instead of offering a sincere apology or a clear explanation, Logan chose to confront his accuser aggressively. He labeled CoffeeZilla as the Keemstar of crypto, vehemently denied any token sales, and asserted that the blockchain doesn't lie. He deflected blame onto his partners by branding Eddie a professional con artist and Zach a convicted felon, and even threatened to sue CoffeeZilla for allegedly recording his manager without permission. The video concluded mockingly, featuring an NFT duck image and the dismissive jab. 1 second of research would have shown you're wrong. Logan claimed to have watched CoffeeZilla's 3-part series and accused him of exploiting his name for views and financial gain. He accused CoffeeZilla of shifting from impartial investigator to gossip monger and twisting facts with harmful consequences. This attempt at self-defense backfired spectacularly. The hashtag #LoganPaulScam began trending once again as public outrage soared. The community, feeling both betrayed and ignored, grew increasingly furious, deepening the controversy surrounding CryptoZoo and Logan Paul's involvement. Following a wave of criticism over his initial deflection, avoidance, and arrogance, Logan Paul took a surprising step. He released a new video titled, "Thank You, CoffeeZilla," where he admitted that his first response had been clouded by emotion. In this candid message, he apologized directly to CoffeeZilla and announced a plan to refund $1.30 million at a rate of $1,000 per NFT. Beyond the refunds, Logan pledged to resurrect the project according to the original white paper. He openly acknowledged, "CoffeeZilla is not a criminal. I called him. I apologized. My initial response to his series was fiery, an ego flare or pride, if you will. Being a fighter, I was defensive. I'm sorry, everyone. I apologize for how this has unfolded. I want people to know they can trust me. I'll always take care of the fans and supporters." He thanked fans for their patience as his team conducted an internal investigation, promising transparency throughout the process. Most notably, he expressed gratitude to CoffeeZilla, saying, "Thank you, bro. You've catalyzed this, and I'm genuinely appreciative of your work and investigation." Despite this, skepticism remained widespread. CoffeeZilla pointed out that the refund only applied to those still holding NFTs, conveniently excluding most victims, who had either sold at a loss or invested in Zoo tokens. He criticized this apology as more of an image-saving tactic than a genuine solution. Logan did promise a buyback program for NFTs, but by January 2024, the initiative came with strict restrictions. Investors were forced to waive any rights to sue. The refund window lasted just 1 month, and no one publicly confirmed having received any funds. Further damaging Logan's reputation, a BBC investigation in November 2024 uncovered that wallets linked to him traded Zoo tokens even before the project's official launch. This revelation reinforced suspicions of a pump-and-dump scheme. When the BBC invited Logan for an interview to address these allegations, he declined, instead sending a clone to a gym to mock the crew, an act widely condemned as disrespectful and irresponsible. Meanwhile, a class action lawsuit against Logan, led by attorney Tom, was ongoing as of August 2025. Logan faced accusations of blocking users who asked questions on Twitter, dodging the media, and failing to take concrete actions to remedy the fallout. The CryptoZoo scandal devastated countless investors who had hoped Logan Paul would step forward, offering an apology, making amends, or at least providing transparency. Instead, the man who once promised a visionary project remained silent, with no clear explanation, revival plan, or commitment. Escaping the crisis, he swiftly shifted focus to a new venture, Prime Hydration, a sports drink co-founded with fellow influencer KSIA. Media outlets hailed this as a reputation lifeline, as if CryptoZoo had been wiped from memory by a fresh, dazzling branding campaign launched in early 2022. Prime Hydration aimed to be a healthy beverage option, low in sugar, high in potassium, and targeted toward youth. Logan Paul actively promoted it with his signature enthusiasm. "Oh, bro, when you drink it, you gotta come, bro." Leveraging the immense influence of both co-founders, the marketing campaign went viral across platforms like TikTok, YouTube, WWE, UFC, and even Bayern Munich Stadium. Logan was omnipresent, associating Prime Hydration with a wide array of sports events and appearances, solidifying the brand's visibility while distancing himself from the CryptoZoo controversy. Logan Paul expertly intertwined promotions with personal milestones, such as celebrating his wife's pregnancy while launching Lunchly, a new snack kit perfectly paired with Prime drinks. This clever marketing brought attention to their lineup, the delicious turkey, cheese, and cracker stack, alongside the Fiesta nachos, which Logan admits is his personal favorite. And of course, Prime's energy drinks, touted as some of the greatest refreshments in the world. Each Prime bottle became a coveted item, hunted down much like rare trading cards. An underground market quickly emerged in the UK, where students resold these bottles for profit. The media widely hailed Prime as the emblematic drink of Generation Z, with ambitious goals to rival giants like Gatorade, Powerade, and Yarm. However, the initial surge of excitement soon faded, revealing a more complicated reality beneath the marketing gloss. Prime Energy, in particular, faced serious scrutiny. Accusations of false advertising and a troubling lack of transparency came to light. Each can packs a punch with 200 milligrams of caffeine, twice the amount found in a Red Bull, yet the cans failed to carry clear and prominent warnings about these high levels. Even though the marketing seemed squarely aimed at teenagers, many young consumers experienced adverse effects, insomnia, rapid heartbeats, and even trembling after drinking the beverage. A concerned parent shared on Reddit, "My 10-year-old drank a can of Prime and was up all night shaking like a leaf." Social media erupted with the hashtag #PrimeScam, sparking renewed community outrage and calls for accountability. Logan Paul's vision was to cement Prime as a lasting legacy brand and to fulfill a personal ambition of becoming a billionaire. Holding about 20% ownership, he hoped that a lucrative acquisition, possibly by Coca-Cola or Pepsi, rumored to be worth around $5 billion, would net him and KSI hundreds of millions of dollars. Yet, Logan's promotional tactics often drew criticism. From donning a Prime mascot costume during a mock basketball game to publicly mocking competing products, many viewed these approaches as lacking depth and class. Before Prime, there was the Lunchables. Bro, I'm sorry. That's trash, Logan candidly stated. Moving to Lunchly, however, he proudly claimed, "No bias here, but ours is way better." He pointed out how the current hydration drinks on the market suffer from one or more problems: unhealthy ingredients, unpleasant taste, or outdated formulas. Gatorade, for example, has been around for 15 years and still packs 120 calories with high sugar content, which he calls garbage. He questioned why nobody had effectively created a drink that is genuinely better for your health, tastes good, and is affordable. Yet, despite bold claims, Prime struggled to carve out a significant share of the market dominated by established brands. During a taste test, reactions ranged from dubious to outright negative. "Smells a bit high," was one comment, followed by, "What flavor is that? Tropical punch. It tastes like you just swallowed perfume after visiting the Maldives. What is that?" These candid critiques underline the challenges Prime faced beyond the hype. In the political arena, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer called on the FDA to investigate whether the wildly popular Prime energy drink was being marketed to children. Despite the brand's separate zero-caffeine offering called Prime Hydration, Schumer noted that the packaging and advertising for both products were nearly identical, raising concerns about confusing young consumers. Prime's makers highlighted that their labels warned the product is not recommended for anyone under 18, but this message hasn't fully calmed public fears. Ultimately, Prime's aggressive marketing only exposed its vulnerabilities. The drink faced investigations for false advertising, was banned from several schools due to safety concerns, and received warnings from health officials. The intense spotlight on Prime revealed a product struggling to balance its edgy appeal with the serious responsibilities of consumer health and safety. Prime, initially riding high on TikTok hype, soon faced serious troubles across multiple countries due to excessive caffeine content. The media quickly labeled Prime a hidden danger beneath its trendy exterior. Lawsuits piled up, revealing the shocking presence of PAZ, a type of forever chemical linked to health risks in its products. This led to massive recalls, including their popular Lunchly snack line, which was found to contain mold. Exposure videos flooded social media, sparking intense public outrage and sending Prime's reputation into a rapid free fall. Amid all this turmoil, Logan Paul stayed eerily silent. He kept showing up at events, flashing his trademark radiant smile, but offered neither apologies nor promises for change. This cold indifference left the community feeling profoundly betrayed. One user captured the sentiment perfectly, commenting, "Have you ever actually seen adults drinking Prime? I only ever see it stacking up on clearance shelves." Just when it seemed things couldn't get worse, Prime stumbled into yet another scandal. In June 2024, Logan Paul launched a lawsuit against Ems Plus, a sports drink company affiliated with Lionel Messi, accusing them of copying Prime's bottle design. Messi's team, alongside Mark Anthony Brands, hit back with their own federal lawsuit, accusing Prime of defamation and unfair competition. An independent survey only piled on the pressure, revealing that 87% of consumers weren't even confused between the two brands, casting serious doubt on Logan's claims. International media outlets slammed the lawsuit as a blatant campaign to crush creativity, painting Prime as a public enemy, undermining fairness and innovation. As scandals mounted, Prime's financial health deteriorated swiftly. In the UK, sales plummeted by 70%, and the U.S. saw similar drastic drops in the first half of 2024. Profits nearly vanished. Though Prime's representatives dismissed this as a natural post-hype decline, the truth was harsher. Partner Refresco filed a crushing $67 lawsuit after Prime broke a production contract by failing to meet promised quotas. It became clear the brand had expanded too quickly, misjudged demand, and fallen short on its commitments. An industry analyst summed it up bluntly: "It's like Supreme for drinks, way overhyped, then ultimately unwanted." At the heart of Prime's collapse lay a flawed strategy from day one. Marketed as a healthy choice, it never clearly identified its target audience. Was it for athletes, children, or adults? Its simple formula, mostly just potassium-infused water and sucralose, couldn't compete with established brands like Body or More, which had spent years carefully building credibility before Coca-Cola acquired them. Meanwhile, Prime's reckless growth strategy flooded the market with too many flavors, oversaturating shelves and alienating customers. Reports documented a sharp decline in purchases, and images of bottles piled high on clearance shelves became a sad symbol of the brand's downfall. Prime's biggest vulnerability was its dependence on celebrity founders Logan Paul and KSI. Their star power fueled early success but ultimately limited the brand's potential. Logan proudly claimed Prime was crushing competitors with bold marketing campaigns, yet experts told a different story. One doctor candidly said, "If a parent asks whether their kid should drink Prime for lunch, my answer is no." When a brand is built entirely on celebrity hype and marketing stunts rather than on product quality, it inevitably crumbles when the spotlight fades. Logan's once ambitious dreams of a lucrative buyout by Coke or Pepsi now seem far out of reach. No one is lined up to shake hands on a deal anytime soon. Trying to catch a falling knife is never advisable, especially when it's a brand mired in lawsuits, plummeting sales, and a damaged reputation. While Body or More continues to flourish thanks to solid distribution channels and consistent product quality, Prime finds itself tangled in conflicts with its own bottling partner. But Prime's most significant loss isn't just financial, it's the loss of trust. What was once a rebellious creative icon in the market has now become a textbook example of media manipulation, where flashy marketing overshadows reality. No amount of sports drinks can wash away the sting of broken expectations. And once trust burns to ashes, no advertising campaign can bring it back. The collapse of Prime Hydration and Logan Paul's billion-dollar dreams didn't just come down to poor numbers. It came down to the choices he made in running the brand. Logan Paul's story is more than just the downfall of a celebrity. It's a critique of the hollow success model dominating the digital age. We live in an era where fame can be ignited by a single viral video, where influence is measured by follower count, and where investment decisions often hinge on flashy hype instead of genuine substance. Logan isn't simply an individual who stumbled. He symbolizes a flawed mindset that views fame as a privilege to be exploited rather than a responsibility to be honored. Once hailed as a poster child for a self-made generation, he had everything: media talent, golden opportunities, and a massive, loyal community ready to support any venture he launched. However, instead of using his platform to build something enduring, he took the easy route, where hype overshadowed core values. Honesty became an obstacle to quick profits, and the trust of his fans was treated like an expendable resource. His failure wasn't due to a lack of skill, but rather a lack of the ethical foundation that content creators, community leaders, and influential voices must possess. In today's world, where a single tweet can move markets and a TikTok video can sell out inventory in minutes, society often confuses grabbing attention with actually creating value. Logan Paul's experience serves as a warning. Attention does not equal credibility, and virality does not guarantee longevity. He sold NFT eggs with some promotional videos and shifted millions of prime bottles through flashy TikTok campaigns. Yet both ventures collapsed rapidly, not because of market conditions, but because they lacked an ethical core. A product may fail due to flawed strategy, but a brand fails when its founder loses trustworthiness. That is Logan Paul's true tragedy. He wasn't canceled over a single mistake. He was undone by repeating missteps, evading accountability, refusing to correct his errors, and failing to recognize the harm he caused the public. He's not simply someone who faltered, he's someone who ignored the consequences. That is unforgivable, not in a legal sense, but morally. CryptoZoo and Prime didn't falter due to technological shortcomings. They failed because they were constructed on hollow promises, lacking genuine commitment. Logan didn't just lose his credibility as a creator. He eroded millions' ability to distinguish truth from deception in an online world already fraught with confusion. He has made the question, who can we trust, more difficult to answer, especially in an environment where influencers are less about inspiration and more about masterful salesmanship. For audiences, particularly young ones, this is a crucial lesson. An example of how the pursuit of quick fame and fortune at the expense of ethics and responsibility ultimately leads to downfall and betrayal of trust. In today's world where glossy digital content can easily sway our emotions, consumers must take a moment to pause and critically evaluate what they see and hear. It's crucial to ask, does this person genuinely understand what they're promoting? Is this a real opportunity or just an elaborate performance? Trust is incredibly fragile. It's the easiest thing to manipulate, but the hardest to rebuild once broken. For those dreaming of influencing others, be it YouTubers, podcasters, or startup founders, Logan Paul serves as a stark, cautionary example. True success isn't achieved through flashy edits, viral stunts, or hefty initial investments. Instead, it is rooted in integrity, being honest, fulfilling your promises, and owning up to your mistakes rather than hiding from them. In an age where everything can be perfectly staged with a quick cut, kindness stands out because it simply cannot be faked. It's the only solid foundation for a legacy that endures. You might reach millions, but the moment you see your audience as mere numbers instead of real people is the moment everything begins to crumble. To sum it all up, Logan Paul might still find his way back, but it won't be through launching the next product, running another marketing campaign, or pulling off a new stunt. His comeback will only be possible when he truly embraces the deeper lesson. Fame is not power. It is a commitment to kindness, honesty, and the community you choose to lead. Ultimately, the key takeaway here is an age-old but timeless truth. The greater your influence, the heavier your responsibility. And if you're not prepared to handle that weight, the spotlight won't elevate you. Instead, it will burn you down.